My earliest memory of being stirred by political events was watching TV coverage of the civil rights marches in Derry and Belfast, and how the young people there were badly beaten by the police. And as a child, I just couldn't understand how asking for a job and a home deserved a ferocious battening on the head. The scenes of violence and brutality left a mark on me and left me with a burning desire for justice and equality. It's probably why, as a young woman, I was motivated by the hunger strike campaign, and I worked with Bernadette Devlin and others on the National H Block Committee. My parents were fierce Republicans as well. I grew up in a working class family, and at that time there was severe poverty, and that was pretty standard in Ireland. My dad was a bus driver and a trade unionist, and that also rubbed off on me. I went on to become very active in the trade union movement. I'm still very proud of the fact that I was part of organising with the Dunnes Stores strikers who boycotted South African goods and helped defeat apartheid. The idea of people power and people being empowered to rise up has really informed everything I do. When I was on Dublin City Council, I resisted austerity and all the cutbacks in our community. We fought to stop the cuts to respite care in Cherry Orchard Hospital, to stop the cuts to the special needs assistance in our schools, and to keep our bus services. In Ballyfermot, I helped to build a mass campaign against the bin charges, the first of many unfair taxes imposed on working people, and I ended up spending time in Mountjoy Jail for defying a court order. I don't regret that, because in many ways it paved the way for victories that were to come, like the magnificent water charges campaign and indeed the repeal campaign. 30 years ago, I was fighting against the insertion of the 8th Amendment of the Constitution, and words cannot describe the feeling in May 2018 when we finally won. I have a huge graw for nature, and the west of Ireland is particularly close to my heart. In 2005, I worked closely with the local people of Mayo, fighting to protect our environment in the Shell to Sea campaign. The climate emergency looms large for me. I introduced a climate emergency bill which has been blocked by Fine Gael, and this bill demands that there's no more exploration for oil and gas in Ireland. This is a much more effective way to tackle climate change than the unfair carbon taxes which penalise ordinary people. Becoming a TD for People Before Profit in Dublin South Central in 2016 has brought me face to face with the political establishment that I have been up against all my life, and I'm not impressed. The likes of Leo Varadkar, Owen Murphy, Micheál Martin, they live in a very privileged bubble and have an underlying contempt for working people, while always sticking up for their own rich cronies. If the people of Dublin South Central vote for me and put me back in the Dáil, I pledge to continue to fight for the interests of ordinary people and to remain to be a thorn in the side of the posh boys. I give you an ironclad guarantee that I will never prop up a government of Fianna Fáil or Fine Gael. It's time to break the cycle of Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. Vote People Before Profit, vote Thal Iver Hain, Bríd Smith.